Before electricity. Before calculators. Before computers could think faster than humans ever could. There was a tool so simple, yet so powerful, that it shaped civilizations for thousands of years. Wood. Beads. Gravity. No wires. No screens. No batteries. And yet, this humble device taught merchants how to trade, builders how to measure, and entire societies how to understand numbers. This is the abacus. And its story is far bigger than it looks. Welcome back to Retro Treasure Unearthed, the channel where forgotten technology gets a second life. Today, we're stepping far back in time to explore one of humanity's oldest mechanical tools, the abacus. A device so ancient that it predates paper money, yet so effective that people still use it today. We'll uncover where it came from, how it evolved across cultures, why it trained minds in ways modern tech doesn't, and how something so simple managed to survive the digital age. So slow things down. Listen to the sound of beads sliding. And let's unearth the story of the original calculator. Long before humans wrote numbers, they needed to count. Food had to be shared. Animals had to be tracked. Trades had to be remembered. At first, people used what they had: stones in pockets, marks carved into bone, lines scratched into dirt. Archaeologists have found tally bones over 20,000 years old, proof that counting may be older than writing itself. Eventually, humans realized something important: moving objects was easier than remembering numbers. And that realization would quietly change the world. The first counting boards. Around 4,000 years ago, in ancient Mesopotamia, merchants began using shallow sand trays with grooves carved into them. Small stones could be pushed along these lines to represent quantities. It wasn't called an abacus yet, but the idea was there. For the first time, calculations were no longer trapped in the mind. They existed physically, right in front of you. You could see math. Touch it. Correct mistakes instantly. This concept spread quickly. Greece, Rome, and early engineering. The ancient Greeks refined the idea using stone counting boards like the famous Salamis tablet, heavy slabs etched with precise lines. Math was no longer abstract, it had structure. The Romans took things even further. They built portable abaci made of metal or wood, small enough to carry, tough enough to survive daily use. Roman engineers used them to calculate taxes, trade routes, construction measurements, even military logistics. When Rome built roads, aqueducts, and cities, beads were moving behind the scenes. Asia perfects the abacus. Then came the era that truly defined the abacus. In China, the suanpan emerged, a wooden frame with rows of beads arranged to represent different place values. With enough skill, a user could perform complex calculations at incredible speed. Merchants relied on it. Teachers trained students on it. Entire generations learned math through it. Stories spread of expert users calculating faster than early electric calculators, not because the tool was fast, but because the human mind had become fast. Japan later refined the design into the soroban, simplifying the bead layout for efficiency and mental clarity. It became a symbol of discipline, focus, and precision, values deeply embedded in the culture. In classrooms, the abacus wasn't just about answers. It was about training the mind to think clearly. Training the human computer. Here's where the abacus becomes truly fascinating. With enough practice, users no longer needed the physical frame. They could visualize it in their minds, moving imaginary beads to calculate instantly. This mental abacus sharpened memory, focus, and spatial reasoning. It trained children not just to calculate, but to think. In a way, the abacus didn't compete with the human brain. It upgraded it. If you grew up in certain parts of the world, chances are you've seen one. Maybe it sat on a shop counter, darkened by years of use. Maybe it lived in a classroom corner, quietly waiting for lessons. Maybe your grandparents moved its beads with a speed that felt almost magical. And then there was the sound. That soft, rhythmic clack as beads slid across wood, a sound slower than typing, but somehow more satisfying. The abacus wasn't cold technology. It was warm. Personal. Familiar. It didn't beep. It didn't crash. It just worked. Then came the calculator. Suddenly, numbers appeared instantly on glowing screens. Buttons replaced beads. Speed replaced skill. By the late 20th century, the abacus faded from daily life in many places. Offices modernized. Schools digitized. Convenience won. But the abacus never truly disappeared. It remained in classrooms, competitions, cultural traditions, and in the minds of those who learned its rhythm. Some tools don't vanish. They simply step aside. The abacus reminds us that powerful technology doesn't have to be complex. It only needs to solve a human problem, clearly, reliably, and beautifully. For thousands of years, this simple frame of beads did exactly that. And long after batteries die and software updates fail, the abacus still counts. Thanks for watching Retro Treasure Unearthed. If this brought back memories, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy uncovering forgotten tech from the past, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep digging.